All right, hello, and welcome to another edition of the Nightly Grind. I am always as your host, is T-Bone, and with us we have JT, Shadow, Ninja, and Tornsoul. Benthans is away for tonight, so he's staticked out. Tonight is March 11th, 2016. Anybody have anything special they want to say?
Not that I know of.
Okay, let's jump in.
3 days to the best day in March.
What was that?
This is 3 days to the best day in March.
Oh, yeah.
Hi day, motherfucker.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, right.
It's a big day out here, but
It's a big day for me.
we got a lot of Irish.
That's not.
I mean,
He's talking about Pi Day,
Yeah, I know,
314,
I'm just
not
kidding.
St. Patty's Day.
That's
That's
the-
a different holiday.
That's the joke. Anyways,
I don't get it.
it's the other day in March.
It's the other day in March.
Still
First-
pie.
Pi Day.
Pie day.
Do they celebrate Pi Day in like Europe? Because they do, they switch month and day.
It should be worldwide.
Because it would be 14.3 in Europe. I wonder if they.
It's still the same thing.
I know, but it's not 3.14.
Pray tell
That's
what
all
the
I'm
14th month is named.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, anyways.
14th or
The big news for the week is Lionhead Studios is being closed down by Microsoft, and they are canceling Fable Legends.
The horror.
Yeah, I mean, what has Lionhead Studio done anytime recently?
Somewhere Peter Molyneux's probably crying, but aside from that,
Somewhere Peter Molyneux, nobody gives a shit.
he doesn't give a shit about Peter Molyneux much anymore. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Fable was awesome. The first one was awesome, and then right when you start really, really having fun, the game ends.
Yeah, it was, and the problem with Peter Molyneux is that he, hypes these games up to such ridiculous levels, and then they come in. I mean, they're still good. They were still good games, but they were nowhere near
They
what he
can
had
never
said
live up
they
to
were
the
gonna be.
hype, what he builds into them.
That's what I'm concerned about No Man's Sky, but we'll see about that. It's a separate issue. So yeah, Lionhead Studios gone. I'm turning down my mic a little bit.
sad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what
I
happens.
mean, what games have they made other than Fable? What have they been known for? I mean, I can think of some of the titles that I know Molyneux's been messed with, like Heavy Rain and titles like that, those interactive stories. I'm not sure if they've been Lionshead games, though.
Fable Anniversary, Fable The Journey, Fable Heroes, Fable 3, Fable 2, the movies, Black and White 2. I remember they made Black and White. That's right.
Yeah, but that's going way back in the day,
That was
man.
2005 and 2006 was an
Yeah.
expansion. The movies came out in 2005. Fable Lost Chapters, Black and White, the original Black and White came out in 2001. So they've made Black and White and they've made Fable.
Fable. Wow, they've had a lot of
and the
diversity in their titles.
movies, which I know very
The
little about,
movies?
I guess. The movies. It was the name of a game.
Oh.
Business,
Okay.
It was a business sim.
Yeah, I think it was
So
the title.
we have a winner.
I'm not sure it was a giant loss.
And you can see that there's such a reporting company. We've really only heard 2 of their games, and the third title.
There's like 3 guys somewhere that are really upset about that.
Yeah, Peter Molyneux is one of them.
Yeah. So we
There's
got
like 2 guys and Peter Mullen that are really upset about that.
yeah, Peter Molyneux. Didn't he claim he was leaving the industry because people were giving him a hard time?
Crybaby little
I
bitch.
feel like he was. I don't know if he actually did, but he was threatening it at least.
So I guess now he has a reason to. His studio's closed.
He doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
People are going, who?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's saying who. I mean, he did make the Fable series. And Black and White was a really good game when it came out.
Yeah, but that was like, I think they were holding that ransom, weren't they? I think that, like, I remember reading something about how they were joking about, or not really joking, but they were making comments along the lines of, if you pre-ordered enough of, like, I think it was the last Fable, that there was a possibility they were going to try to kickstart fucking Black and White 3 or whatever it was. Or something stupid like that. It was, like, teased.
Yeah. Black and White was fun in 2001. I mean, it was when I was in high school.
Is it a point-and-click adventure?
Not really. It's a god sim, sort
Yeah,
of.
most of Molyneux's stuff, artistically, it's interesting. Like Heavy Rain in particular is probably one of the only ones I've really played. The game was definitely interesting. Voice acting was very well done, but the games themselves were just... You were playing a movie with QuickTime events.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Was it? I never played it.
Yeah. And I mean, it was intriguing. Yeah, it was intriguing as hell. And it was a really, really demented storyline. I mean, really demented storyline. But it was just... I remember the ending of the game just got to the point where it's like you wanted to break the controller because like some of the things at the end were just so like you had to like do like a series of QuickTime events. And if you fucked up once, it like you failed and the game would end. And it was just like...
There are like 19 different endings to the game.
Yeah.
I don't see him listed on that.
It was one of his titles.
I don't see it. The most recent things that he's done, it was 2012, was Curiosity, What's Inside the Cube, and in 2014 was Goddess. Wasn't that a Kickstarter game?
Don't know. What isn't a Kickstarter game these days?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a Kickstarter campaign to raise the funds. So, I don't know anything about it other than that. I do know that exists. So we have three trailers today: Doom multiplayer trailer, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam trailer, and Captain America Civil War trailer. Do you want to
Which
watch?
I haven't seen yet.
You want to watch all three back to back and then talk about it, or do you want to do each individually?
We'll do it individually and then make our stupid stunt comments when we have the opportunity between.
Okay. Screen share.
Lord. Oh, goodness.
Alrighty.
Gee,
Peggy,
somebody really
18.
plays League of Legends too much.
Lockdown disengaged.
So this is Doom, obviously. ID's on there.
Triple kill. Avenger. Demon Rune spawn.
That's pretty cool.
Genocide. Untouchable. Glorious. One damage.
So.
Peggy 18.
Shit. So yeah. Looks interesting.
It's
So
like
they took one of the biggest games of all time and added Unreal Tournament to it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely an Unreal Tournament style.
Winners. Both of those are winners. But are people ready for our arena shooter again?
Yeah. It looked the game mode they were playing
Wait,
looked like a
Are
Juggernaut
people ready
style.
for an arena shooter? That's all Call of Duty is.
Not quite arena shooter.
Not like that.
Yeah. It looks like they have loadouts too. It doesn't look like there's like I think there's no weapon pickups like in a regular arena. Where I mean the point of an arena is you control the area around the weapons. So this looks like you start with a loadout. There are no pickups, so that'll change it a little bit from a normal arena shooter.
Well,
but
I saw a
every
regular
team-
kill death match. I saw a match with the Demon Rune, which I'm assuming is going to be like capture the flag.
I thought it looked like more like a Juggernaut style, where the one guy's it
Yeah,
and trying
no,
to kill
yeah.
whoever they can, and then everybody else trying to kill the Juggernaut to become the Juggernaut.
Yeah, which will probably be like a capture the flag, hold the flag, center flag type match. That'd be my assumption. So
I don't know if
whoever
it's
has the
team-based.
demon the longest will win at the end of the round.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's team based. I think it's a one
Even if it's
versus all.
KDM, it's even if it's that, it's still capture the flag. So whoever's demon the longest wins. You know.
Yeah, well, yeah, they call it Juggernaut. Yeah, that's what that looked like. Looked badass, the Juggernaut or the demon. Demon looked cool.
there you go, JT. That might be for you. I know you were saying that you wanted to play something that had a decent story and that was,
Yeah.
for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Early Doom. Yeah.
Cool.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
It looks like an interesting game. I'm gonna wait and see, but it looks interesting thus far.
No interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a day one purchase, so wait till it goes on sale or something. But up next is the new Rising Storm game, Vietnam. Let's see.
That one might be a day one purchase.
When I was in Vietnam.
So that's that.
My other one's disappointed there wasn't a flamethrower.
Was what?
A flamethrower.
So flamethrower.
Yeah, no flamethrower. Yeah, I noticed that. It is alpha footage, though, so...
They already got a flamethrower built into the engine, because I'm assuming it's built on the same game platform as Red Orchestra was.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is already a flamethrower in there. Well, actually, Rising Storm had a flamethrower in it for the Japanese version.
Right.
So it's got to be in the game. We already saw the grease gun and a MP44, which were both built into the game. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of SKS too, because that was, I'm a fucking nut.
16.
But
Fully Auto's M16, yeah, looks like fun.
I'm going to be openly. I'm a huge fanboy of Tripwire Games, especially their stuff. They do an amazing fucking job.
They do.
The maps are outstanding. When you're in a forest, you're actually in a forest. It's none of this like two little fucking trees and everything's open. I mean, you're actually like cutting your way through the fucking jungle type shit. Rising Storm had probably some of the best designed maps, even to the point where they were almost unplayable if you didn't have a shit ton of people on them, because they were literally just gigantic. So, I mean, this game could be really, really, really cool, but it's not going to be for the run-and-gun crazy guys. I mean, you literally have to play like squad tactics, and one shot will kill you from 100 yards away. So, but they're good. They make awesome first-person shooters.
They do, and I really like the Vietnam era in general. The what was it? Bad Company 2 Vietnam. That was a fun one. They did a really good job with that one as well.
Hopefully,
we finally gotten to the point where we could create the foliage to make it look like you're in the jungle. And I think that was for a long time the problem they had. They couldn't make it dense enough.
Vietnam War game, I just remember America's Army. We can't do anything like that.
It's amazing what can change in 10 years, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like I said, if you go back and look at like some of the Guadalcanal maps from Rising Storm 2, you are in the jungle. It's mind-numbingly amazing to see how freaking beautiful some of those maps really, really are. So,
yeah, I'm excited for that. We'll see how much it is. That's a deciding factor as well.
I would assume probably going to be $19.99.
Probably. $19.99. What was that?
Hey, it might be even cheaper if you already own Rising Storm.
I'm saying $29.99.
$29.99.
Really?
Maybe $34.99 if they're bastards.
Well,
Maybe
if No Man's Sky can be a full $60, who knows what?
Fuck that shit, man. Cash grab. That's all that shit is. I said it last week. Cash grab.
We'll see on that. But yeah, I think $20 was the last one $20?
Yeah, Rising Storm was $20, and I think it was even cheaper. It was like $10 if you owned Red Orchestra. So if you already own the game of their previous title, they will sell it to you cheaper.
Yeah.
JT, you having problems?
He's twitching.
Tourette's.
Fuck shit fest.
So the last trailer is Captain America: Civil War. There are some cool things in this, so pay attention. Pay attention.
Are they making this rated R now?
No.
Job.
It's PG-13.
Try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
New York. Washington, D.C. Sokovia.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain, people are afraid.
That's why I'm here. We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game. I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could. Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. I know we're not perfect. But the safest hands are still our own. I was wrong about you. The whole world was wrong about you. They're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony. You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to Ruse!
Hey, everyone.
Oh shit!
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that made everything
So
worse.
some really cool shit happened here.
I see Black Panther.
Black
Nice.
Panther. Was that one guy Crossbones? Is that his name? Right here. Well,
That's Ant-Man.
there. Is that his name? Crossbones or something?
I have
like
no
that?
idea.
Something. I think it's. I can't remember.
Ant-Man was in it too.
Ant-Man was right here. Yeah, gets shot up a motherfucking arrow.
And obviously, he's going to be on the Captain America side because you see him running on fucking Tony
Yeah.
Stark's fucking Iron Man armor.
And there was a clip of Scarlet Witch fucking up Vision. So you know Scarlet Witch obviously is coming into her powers a little more than she was.
Yes, I still
In
haven't
the
seen
last
Age of
one.
Ultron because I'm fucking stupid.
She's
so.
like a serious newbie in Age of Ultron. Like she's strong obviously, but
She's not sure she's ready to do.
Yeah,
what
where
needs
is
to be
that
done.
scene? That was. I mean, there's a part of it where she's.
Puts
she's
him on his
nuking
knees.
There
somebody.
it is, right there. Yeah, she's holding Vision down, and Vision was supposedly like the strongest thing ever in Age of Ultron.
Well, he's got the little sparkly thing right there.
Yeah, he's got the
third eye.
Infinity Stone. So that was a good trailer.
Yet again, Marvel knows what they're doing. Their movies are fucking awesome, and nobody still has a fucking clue what Batman vs Superman's actually going to be about.
It's like some sort of moral battle.
I'm gonna say this again. It's called Batman vs Superman Justice League now. or The Age of Justice or whatever. I'm going to say it again. The
Dawn of
entire movie
Justice.
is going to be pissing and moaning between Batman and Superman. And at the end of the movie, they're going to be fighting each other, and then we know what's his name. Doomsday is going to be involved.
Doomsday shows up.
He's going to come in and beat the living shit out of both of them, and the Wonder Woman's going to show up, and they're going to go, we need to work together, and it's going to be like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon.
And then Aquaman's gonna go.
Let's
Yeah,
get the Justice League.
Aquaman is supposed to show up in this movie.
I'm
and
telling you, he's
somebody
gonna be
else too, right?
Aquarium fucking a dolphin. He's just going to be a
Flash.
5-second cameo,
Is it
okay?
Flash?
And at the end of the movie, they're going to sit there and they're going to hold hands, sing Kumbaya, beat Doomsday, and then go, we need to form a league of some sort that we can do stuff. So when this happens again, we can work together. And somebody's going to say,
You
justice.
think they're gonna beat Doomsday or just push him back?
They'll fight him to a standstill or beat him. More than likely, Wonder Woman will deliver the coup de grace. And then that'll be it.
I'm wondering if maybe the clips of Batman vs Superman we've seen is like the first half an hour of the movie.
It's probably going to be. It's
That
going
would,
to be.
but that would be awesome because we've seen clips, and if Doomsday shows up a half an hour to an hour into the movie, that makes a big difference than if Doomsday shows up at the very end. We don't know,
I'm
but this
telling
is
you,
about
the
we're talking
end of
about
the movie
Captain
is going to
America.
be the three of them standing there discussing how they need to be prepared for the next time this happens, and they're going to create a league, and somebody's going to go the League of Justice, and that'll be the Justice League. It'll be those.
Well, there is a Justice League movie coming.
Yeah, this is the lead up for it.
It's the setup for it. Yeah, absolutely.
And then Aquaman will run out and basically like, I wish I could have helped, but we're in a landlocked fucking city, and then that'll be the end of the movie.
And Ben
They'll
Affleck
say
said
something
today.
like, I'll be here when I'm needed or something.
Batfleck.
I saw Ben Affleck. I saw Ben Affleck said today, and this was sort of suggested based on the trailers that Robin's going to be dead already in this movie. So this is an older Batman.
They already made that comment. They can't exactly have
They
Ben
showed-
Affleck playing a young guy.
And they showed Robin's suit with the Joker's writing on it already, so that was sort of guessed at. But anyway, Civil War looks really cool.
How you do a movie trailer.
And people are complaining about how many people in Superman versus Batman. Look how many motherfuckers are in this movie.
Yeah,
we
but
got
it's
Iron
more
Man,
established.
War Machine, Captain America, Black Widow,
But it's
Hawkeye,
more established. That's the thing. It's the only real-
Spider-Man's gonna be in it. Ant-Man,
Black Panther's going to be a new ad.
Black Panther, the Crossbones. I think that's his name. I'm
That's
hoping I'm
going to probably
getting it
be a
right.
new thing. And then you're also going to have the introduction of fucking Spider-Man, which is the only thing that really concerns me because we've had like 40 different variations of Spider-Man in the past 5 years. And the only thing that really shocked me is they're going back to the classic Spider-Man outfit.
Dude, his eyes
moved. That was
What's
awesome.
that
He's
bullshit?
Rorschach.
That
okay?
was. I thought that was better.
And he also sounded like he was 12. Did anybody else notice that? He sounded
Well, the actor's like 17 or 18 or something.
All right, so now the truth matter is that the thing that really gets interesting about this is
He's supposed to be in high school.
we now have the introduction of Spider-Man, and we just had the introduction of Deadpool less than a month ago. So you now have the idea for a Spider-Man Deadpool movie, which will be the most demented movie in the history of mankind.
Yeah, but doesn't.
So,
But these are all Sony owns Spider-Man. They let Disney.
They
who
let
owns
them
Marvel,
do it. Yep.
They let Disney take Spider-Man for the movie. Now Deadpool is a mutant, and that's Fox. So they would have to have a three-way.
They're
there.
all built in the same thing. Like I said, if you haven't seen Deadpool by now, you're probably like 8 years old. But if you noticed in the end of Deadpool, if you've seen at the end of Deadpool, if you watch the end of it, they're fighting on one of the wrecked fucking helicarriers from the Avengers, or from Iron Man. Or no, not Iron Man.
It was one of the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that they're fighting on top of one of them. So they're leading into the crossovers, even if they're just slightly doing it.
Maybe.
So,
They never called it a helicarrier though.
No,
Probably
but it
because
was-
they couldn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was obviously a giant fucking
Trademark.
Yeah.
and you could see it was a helicarrier if you just looked at it. Check it out.
They did use the word mutant every single chance they could get in that movie because that's what they have the rights to.
I'm a mutant. You're a mutant.
It all takes place in the
see that
same
movie.
world there. That was the big
yeah.
thing. They talked about Scarlet Witch and fucking, what was his name?
Yeah.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
They're mutants.
Right.
So, I mean,
But they're Avengers.
but they're also mutants. So
Yeah.
the ground has been laid.
It's fair to say the Hulk is
all together. Huh?
Winter
It's
Soldier.
fair to
was a
say the Hulk
helicarrier.
is a mutant. I mean,
Yeah, but
the
there's a
helicarrier showed
difference.
up in more than just that too.
Well, yeah, you could argue that because it was forced mutation, but it's still mutation. Because Deadpool could be argued
it's
the
a
same
radioactive
forced
mutation.
mutation. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, we're fucking geeks.
Anyways, it's a
Where's
freaking
my
mess
pocket protector?
with so many studios involved. It's a mess, but it is very cool that Sony is letting them use Spider-Man for this movie.
Yeah, after they fucking murdered Spider-Man in the past franchises, what the fuck? I mean, honestly.
This is the third.
Yeah,
This is the
Tobey
third time.
Maguire, you shut up.
The third one of the Tobey Maguire series was
horrible.
awful.
Yeah,
The first Spider-Man movie was
The
alright.
first Spider-Man was good.
Well,
yeah.
the first time I saw emo Spider-Man, I was just like,
Yeah. Dancing in that bar too. Oh my gosh, that
God,
scene was
that
awful.
was so cheesy.
But I didn't mind the first of the second guy. I didn't
I've
see the
never
second.
watched
I
any
didn't
of
see the
I
second
haven't
one.
seen any of them either.
And this new guy apparently is very young, so it makes sense that he's Spider-Man because Spider-Man is supposed to be younger.
Supposed to be a fucking teenager, yeah.
So it's just gonna be Spurb with a little.
Spidered sperms.
I could make some really bad jokes about that right now, but I'm not. So let's continue. Let's go to the next.
Scarlet Witch looks like she's gonna be a freaking bad. I mean, she's supposed to be a badass, but it looks like she's gonna be a
She's
badass.
supposed to be one of the strongest mutants.
She's supposed to be like one. She looks like she's like the strongest being in the world, other than maybe Thanos, which we'll come to eventually.
And because they're eventually going to be tying in fucking
Right.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy will come
Galaxy,
in, and that'll be the Infinity Wars, and those are in a few years. But yeah, I liked that one. I thought it was a good trailer. I think I'm more excited for this than Batman Superman.
Oh, without a doubt. My God, yeah. There's not even a contest. I have no interest in seeing Batman and Superman. Literally none.
Well, Batman's one of my favorites, so I
love. Don't get me wrong. I love Batman as a character, but the movie looks like shit. It just
next week or whenever that comes out, the week after, Bone will be like, "Oh my God, I loved Batfleck."
I love a Batfleck.
I'm gonna
yeah.
put it in my pooper.
It's great.
So back to some gaming news. Dark Souls 3 tweeted that the game will be at 60 frames per second. I think it was locked at 30 frames per second on the last one.
Captain America movie.
Well, there were rumors that it was going to be
locked. Yeah,
30 for PC.
And that, I mean, sometimes you can run into issues. I know when they lock things in the game to that frame rate, and then we put it on a PC, it causes weird things.
Yeah, but
that sort of happened in Fallout a little bit. If you got crazy high frames per second,
it locked
speeds of
everything
things
up, yeah.
dropping would be insane, and so
But,
weird things can happen.
Yeah, but the thing with that though is that doesn't bother me one bit because every Dark Soul release on PC has had problems at release. The modding community will literally fix it in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The original Dark Souls for PC was unplayable.
Yeah, it was
unless you freaking installed the one guy's mod. Dark Souls 2 was a vast improvement. You fixed a lot of the issues.
Absolutely. And that's not to get off topic, but I know that new Windows Store, was it UMP or UWP, Universal Windows Platform? People are complaining about not being able to mod it, but I remember seeing somebody talking about Dark Souls. But anyways, onto The Division. Who has The Division? Just Shadow and Torso. The Division sold more copies in the first 24 hours than any other Ubisoft game to date. Which I thought was interesting.
So they sold 10.
It's a little more than 10. What are your thoughts on it so far?
I like it.
I love it. I think it's awesome. I mean, it's honestly probably the best Ubisoft title that's been released to date, and that says a lot compared to the horrible games they've released. They're just broken pieces of shit they've released. The game functions, it loads right off the back. That's a bonus over most Ubisoft released games. The graphics are great. I've had no issue with the game engine whatsoever. It's entertaining.
Some of the missions are difficult. I mean, they're really difficult. Even on regular, it takes some good teamwork to get through.
What levels did you get to?
Currently 12, 13.
Okay. I think 30 is the max right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what cap is.
I think it's 30.
All right, so after the first couple days, I looked at the reviews, and it was literally 50-50. Like, it was like 2,000 negative, 2,000 positive reviews. Now it's slightly more positive, so it's got 6,000 positive reviews and 3,000 negative reviews.
Interesting.
It's opening week.
Well, that's when all the reviews are good. I know they didn't release review copies early because they wanted people to play it multiplayer because that's half the game. So I think some of the reviews are coming out a little later than normal.
I'm still having fun doing co-op. I haven't even hit the Dark Zone yet.
Yeah.
So.
I'm looking forward to the Dark Zone, though. I have to admit that.
I was watching Angry Joe.
Challenge. Also,
I just got up to special weapons. I think I'm going to get those, craft a few of those before I go poking around in the Dark Zone.
Mm.
What level do you have to be in the Dark Zone now?
It doesn't really matter. I think it's
whenever, but I think cap is 30. So.
And there's a secondary leveling system.
There's like a level 50 in the Dark Zone, I think. I was watching Angry Joe, the guy that plays with him, was level 50 in the Dark Zone. And he was doing a bunch of crafting with it.
Eventually.
Yeah. I think monthly they're planning on having releases stuff too, so.
I know they got a major update coming for free in April, I think it is. They said
they're going to have Dark Zone events. Yeah, there's a free update coming.
There's weekly events, but the DLCs will come out later.
Season pass only.
I know, and I did see that the Xbox 360 is going to get 30 days with the DLCs before anybody else gets it. So.
And I'm not sure how many copies have been sold over people 12 years old because I don't have on-game VoIP or talking, so I don't have the luxury of hearing 12-year-olds scream at me. But I haven't supposed to play PvP. All I have is Torn screaming at me. So
pretty much the same thing.
I can't find the third box.
That took me all of a minute.
I disagree with that.
No, it was really fast.
Yeah.
And Die Hard can't throw grenades.
And Die Hard can't.
Die Hard can't even get a grenade out.
He almost returned the game because he couldn't throw a grenade.
He was like, not kidding, not even 10 minutes. Dude, what the hell? I can't even throw a grenade. Like, dude, it's not difficult. You press G, you aim, you click your left mouse. Done.
Oh man.
Oh, this sucks.
That would be. I wish I was there to hear that because that would have been so funny.
I'm upset I had to get better.
In his voice, like he was almost at the tipping point. I'm like, give it a chance. You just got it.
Was he so mad that his nose whistling was coming back?
He was frustrated.
Oh goodness!
The simple things in life you cherish.
It's like the boiling point on a freaking kettle.
It's like, you know how disappointed Shadow's gonna be if you get this to return it. And he's sorry, he can't play with you tomorrow. I mean, it's tomorrow. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I guess we'll check back in next week on the Division.
See if we're all still
give me a week after playing Dark Zones, and you'll see how much I enjoy the game then.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big part, is how people feel the Dark Zone's going. The big issue I had is during the open beta, is there was way more killing going on in the Dark Zone, and I think that's just because people who had played the closed beta were playing the open beta and were bored because it was the same level, and so they're like, fuck it.
It didn't really help when I had Ninja and Haste in my fucking group, and their idea was, hey, there's a guy by himself, let's kill him.
Hey, that went excellent, by the way.
Oh, that was fucking awesome, dude. That right there was enough to make me actually want to play PvP in that game. Because that was pretty fucking cool. We bottlenecked in a fucking building and like fought off people as they tried to come kill us. That was pretty fucking cool. So.
By the way, speaking of PvP, the new game, The Calling, is absolutely awesome.
That's right, I was going to put that on the list, but I forgot. And what is The Calling?
The Calling is basically a 16-person... Well, you can play two ways, but it's 16-person free-for-all battle royale where you have 20-minute matches. And within that 20-minute matches, the first thing you wake up to basically is you're in a box. And the box opens and you have to hurry up and run around and craft supplies, craft gear, find stuff, and kill other people. So you have 20 minutes to be the last person standing, and eventually, like, all the poison pushes you into the middle and everything like that. And then you can do teams too. So it's like
nothing that hasn't been.
Which one of you guys is Katniss?
Yeah, right. That's what it basically.
It's battle royale. Let's get back to basics. It's
no, it is. But
it is absolutely fun.
It's done a lot better.
The only thing that's missing is you're not playing Japanese high school students killing each other. Okay, it's battle fucking royale.
So it's similar to like the H1Z1 stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Except there's no like PvE.
Zombies.
No PvE. It's all PvP.
How much is it?
And PvE your own team because Ninja likes to kill me.
$2 or something. Which it is.
Only one person can win. All right, that's the general.
Unless you're playing duos, and in that case, you're supposed to help your friend out, not kill him.
Yeah, but only one person can win. At the end of the day, somebody's getting a hatchet in the head. Okay, it's just.
Hey, I killed you, and then I killed the other guy. That was my strategy.
Well, in teams, the last team standing wins.
He thought I was on his team, so I just killed him. It's like $13, I think, or $14 right now.
I think it's worth it. I mean, you can. The only bad thing is you can only team up with one other friend at the moment, but it's really fun.
Cool.
I see it as a limited game. I mean, it's like chat's saying right now. It's one of those where there's been a lot of these games. They change them a little bit, but the general game stays the same. But the only difference in this one is that it basically is forcing you to kill each other. It doesn't like pussyfoot around the issue where it's like you're trying to survive zombies. You know, it's none of that crap. It's literally, you know, they just were like, you know what? If most of these games, the most dangerous thing you're going against is not the crap we throw in there that never works. It's the asshole looking for your can of beans. So, I mean, let's just remove the fucking dumb shit that never works and just make it fucking kill everybody. I mean, seriously.
I mean, there are some really cool mechanics in there, though, and it's made to be kind of funny, too. So, like, the announcer just says a bunch of funny, random crap during the game, and, like, you could run up and tase somebody and then, like, shoot poison darts at them, and then they'll start throwing up everywhere. And,
I watched Ninja play it. It looked pretty fun. I wish the graphics were better.
Yeah.
Well, for $13, you know, you can sort
It's
of,
not bad, I mean...
you get what you pay for.
I mean, it runs pretty smoothly. I've only run into, like, maybe one or two small issues.
Cool. Moving on.
Oh, real quick, what do you think the longevity of the game is going to be? Do you think it's going to be something that's going to have a community that's going to stick with it? Or do you think they're going to stick with it until the next variation of that type of game comes back?
I think the servers will just get emptier and emptier, and it'll just be two guys always running around killing each other.
I think it's the same as H1Z1 and stuff like that. It really depends on the development of the game. And I think it is early access, right?
Yeah, because I will say, though, on the streamer-wise, all the people that I've seen usually main streaming H1Z1 and DayZ were all playing that. All playing the calling. Like, all of them were. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see.
Sorry, it released early too. It was supposed to release a few days after they actually released it on early access. Was what I was reading. 4 days early or something. I don't know. Is this a Kickstarter or something maybe? And they finally got to early access. I'm not sure. But
maybe they just decided the best way to make money on a game that probably will only have a shelf life of a month is to put it on Steam as fast as possible. I'm sorry, I'm being a cynic.
I think that actually Hayes brings up a good point. The fighting and weapon mechanics are probably the best that I've seen in any battle royale type game.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the taser though. Once you had the taser, it was over. It was tase, lock up, then you stab in the back. Tase, lock up, stab in the back.
You can get a gun.
Can
you get regular guns?
He can run it off and he just throw his knife and stick him in the back and kill him on the run.
You can get guns, but they come with very limited ammo.
And
like,
you have to get a bear drops.
It's not you can just run around and
for the
find guns and kill everybody because you found the guns, kind of.
And guns don't give you. I mean, they give you a damage advantage, but like I've taken on a dude with the gun and killed him, and I was running up to him with a rock in my hand.
That's awesome.
Did you get the drop on him at least? Did you like
I snuck up on him and smacked him.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Shoot me, but it's really kind of like rock paper scissors style. Because like you can block and you can push people and stuff like that. Somebody standing on the edge, you can run up and push them off the edge if you want to.
There's this really cool thing where in the middle, well, like some parts of the map, there are these bridges, and if you hit the bridge at all, it just falls. So
it's kill drop.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Neat.
Standing on ledges makes me think of something funny when my friend Az was playing fucking WildStar. You know, one of the Legend WoW killers. He talked about he liked doing PvP because he was playing a character who had like ability where he could switch positions with people. So he would just stand near ledges, and when the guy ran over, he would jump off the ledge and switch positions with the person. So they would be falling off the ledge, and he would be fine. He's like, I love PvP now. I just pretty much cheese that move all fucking day.
So, cool.
I like to call that broken game mechanics, by the way.
Yeah. That's a feature. It's not a bug. Blizzard officially confirms the Overwatch release date will be May 24th on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. IGN had leaked that info earlier in the day or the day before, and then so Blizzard essentially had to come out and say, yeah, it's true, which I find funny. I don't know if IGN will get any backlash from Blizzard, but I have a feeling they won't because they're so big. Has anybody downloaded Overwatch to play it yet? Maybe that's something we should probably do.
Is it in beta right now?
It's open beta.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should download that because
Yeah,
it looks interesting.
I was waiting for somebody else to want to do it.
We could try
I
that
didn't
tomorrow,
even know
and we could probably stream it. We can probably stream it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Getting our asses kicked.
Tomorrow night. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Since we're brand new, we'd definitely get spanked.
It's probably just Call of Duty Warcraft style. So.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's got some MOBA elements in it. It's not just a run and gun. So, I'm interested in this. I've seen some people stream it, but I really know very little.
Like every character.
Overwatch Haste.
Mechanics.
Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah. So we should definitely try it out. It's open beta. It releases on May 24th, so we got a little while, I think, till they close the beta. And they've been running for a while. It looks like it's more of a demo at this point than a beta. Up next, the Steam VR performance test was released. You can download this on Steam and run it yourself to see if your computer is able to run VR, which JT apparently is not. We'll get to that in a second.
I think JT out of all of us has the most powerhouse system, don't you?
Well, I don't know.
Mine's probably a little better at this point, maybe, but
it was powerhouse when I got it. About
do you have two GPUs or just one?
Just one.
Okay, so we're probably on par with one another. So you need to check yours out.
I think you got
Something's going out. Something's going on.
That or I just need a better power supply or something.
Run hardware monitor just to see what everything's running.
How much wattage does your system have?
How much is it using, or how much do I have?
What's your power supply wattage?
850.
That's fine. If you have a single GPU, that should be more than
It should be good. Yeah.
I think I'm running 650.
What?
Anyways,
650?
something like that. 650.
Never mind. I got plenty.
Yeah, but you got a fucking Nano, don't you? Like the 300 fucking Furies or whatever?
No,
What graphics?
I have a 390.
Just a heads up, open beta for Overwatch is only with pre-purchase.
Oh, fuck that
is
shit,
it?
then I guess we're not doing that.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I knew it was open beta. I didn't realize. That's not really an open beta.
Nope.
No, that's called an invite
That's
only
a closed beta if you have it purchased. Anyways, so my results after running it's called the Steam VR performance test. If you want to look it up, I am VR ready. Recommended at high fidelity. My average fidelity was 7.4, which is considered high. 0 frames below 90 frames per second, and every single one of us got 0 frames below 90 frames per second. I'm running an i7 6700K at 4.5 gigahertz, and I have an R9 390. Torrent is at capable, which is they give you a red, which is not able. They give you a yellow, which is capable, and a green, which is ready.
Which is basically saying you can.
I
do
was
it, but
bottom third of capable.
Okay.
you should probably upgrade your system before spending $1,000 on a VR set. Just saying.
So at capable, they recommended low fidelity, and his average fidelity level was 1.6, and he's running an i5 2500K at 3.3 gigahertz, and he's running an AMD 7970. This is mostly GPU limited versus CPU limited. I don't think it needs a heck of a lot of CPU power to run it. So if you have a Sandy Bridge, you're probably doing fine.
It's definitely without a doubt it's graphically enabled because it's going to be whatever your graphics card can actually do because it's technically got to render 2 monitors.
Right. It's pretty neat to test.
Yeah, but they're this big.
It doesn't matter the size. It's still an HD quality.
It's the resolution aspect of it. It's a 2-monitor situation. So, like my system, I'm currently running 3 monitors. So, yeah,
if you ran something in all 3 of them at once, it would text the system.
Oh, it would fucking.
You can have a crappy image this big and compress it down to this big, and it looks beautiful.
So we'll see, but it's
Yeah.
wasted money.
Ninja got a ready level. He's high fidelity, average fidelity of 6.8, and he's running an i7 4790K at 4 gigahertz and a GTX 970. Outlaw, who's running a 4970K and a GTX 980, which should be better than Ninja's, was getting below Tornsol's numbers somehow. So something's going on there. We'll figure that out another day.
And I actually have 2 graphics cards, so I don't know if it.
Yeah, I don't know if it did, if it is able to do it, or if it's measuring it or not. It's a very simple program. It just essentially runs through this little thing on your screen for about 2 minutes and then gives you your results. And Shadow got a ready high fidelity gameplay and an average fidelity of 6.0, which is high.
And I actually got an old system.
It's not old.
No, I built it 2.5 years ago. I mean, that's antique with PC talk.
Still a 4790K at 4.6 gigahertz and an AMD R9 290X. So you're not that you're one generation behind. It's not like crazy.
Yeah.
It's still a good GPU.
Indeed.
So download it and see what you got for yourself. I was watching Linus Tech Tips and they said based on the Steam survey, which you get every once in a while, I don't know if you guys have seen it, where they ask you to look over your computer and then send them the information, that based on that, like 9.4% or something like that range of people are ready for VR. So not that many people are apparently.
Wow, we are elitists.
We are enthusiasts.
We are enthusiasts. Well, I have a water cooling. Ninja's got a water cooling. JT's got a water cooling, but it must be like actually powered by hamsters in a little stream. So
I have closed loop water cooling. So does Tornsol.
You got the poor man water cooling. We got the custom made.
Poor man. I just don't need. I don't need a
I
full
have
system.
4-man water cooling too. I don't have all that extra capacitors and shit.
No, you have a custom built. No, you don't. Ninja's the one. Okay, so me and Ninja are the true elitist. Okay.
Do you have a closed loop?
I just got the big fan Corsair one.
The closed loop.
Yeah, you got like the fucking H90 or the H120 or whatever. Yeah.
I really should be bleeding mine soon and putting new liquid in.
Yeah. So go download the test and see what your computer can do. What are they talking about in chat? Tampons working a bullet?
Somebody was saying the fact that you make bandages in
the calling,
whatever the hell it is, with sticks. And we were trying to figure out how jamming a stick in a bullet hole was somehow going to stop bleeding.
I mean, I guess it's not as big of a hole.
If you need to in a bind, you can make a fire out of Band-Aids.
Well, to be honest, you don't take that many bullets.
Yeah, it's called cauterizing the wound,
Not that
which
many.
pretty much leads to instant fucking blood poisoning, but, you know.
What is a hamster powering the rig? So this is probably more for Benthans than anybody else, but Amazon Japan is now offering international shipping for many of the games and consoles. So if you want a Japanese console to play Japanese games, you can now get it from Amazon Japan. It's probably going to cost you a shit ton.
Wait.
Does Amazon Prime work with international shipping?
But wait. Hold that thought. The PlayStation 4 has a 0 region code on it, which means you can play games anywhere. There is no region lock.
Yeah. I think this is more for like if you want to get an old Super Nintendo.
Classic stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to have an N64 and get the Japanese versions of some games.
I know a lot of people like.
Of course, you have to learn how to speak Japanese.
The speedrunners like the Japanese versions because it's less text. But I don't know if you can just change the language. I don't know.
You can't really, unless it has especially if it's a cartridge-based system. You can't do it unless it's actually hard-coded into the game. So,
I think the angry shouting Japanese man is extra. But maybe. I mean, it's Amazon, and who knows?
And for everybody out there, that means you can now get fresh panties mailed to you from Japan through Amazon. So.
And that's the end of the stream. Let's go. This one's for me.
On the Nightly Grind?
This one's for me. Day of the Tentacle Remastered. PC pre-orders are up on GOG.com.
If you don't do a full playthrough of that, I will be very
disappointed. I'm doing Day of the Tentacle. It's $14.99, priced down to $13.49 right now on GOG. It hasn't shown up on Steam yet, but I will be getting it. I think it's coming out March 25th, I want to say. And they're doing the same old with all those old Scum games that they're redoing where you can play it in the old-looking graphics or the updated graphics.
Nice.
Not that the graphics were really that bad on that game because it was one of the older or one of the newer Scum games that they made. And you can play Maniac Mansion inside that game. So you sort of get two games in one. And I found this interesting. There's some new cheating going on in Grand Theft Auto, where Grand Theft Auto Online, obviously, where players are now able to permanently drain money from your online account if you're in a public lobby. So, in a game,
Sounds like fun.
in a game built around stealing, their
So,
biggest issue is with
basically what
people
you're saying
stealing
is
other people's
you
money.
could jump into one game and have a hacker give you $60 billion, and then jump into another game and have another hacker take it all away from you.
Drain your account, yeah.
I think it brings up an interesting question about just we never really talked about this, the money system in the game. They charge so much money for such stupid things in that game.
It's inflation. It has to.
The money grind is just silly.
It's because
You
they
know,
want you to play it. They don't want you to play it like for 10 days to get everything and then quit.
$4 million.
No, they want you to pay for money so you don't have to
Well,
play
that
it.
too, yeah.
And but yeah, I thought that was funny.
I'm still rich as beyond belief after that one hacker followed me around for 5 minutes, penally raping me, and then just throwing money in my ass out.
Yeah.
Never had that money taken away either, which is amazing. So
Until now.
I invested all mine in cars so they couldn't take it away.
I invested a lot of mine in cars and they took them away.
Oh, that sucks.
I was never fortunate enough to be around a hacker that was giving me money.
I think Ninja and I were playing one time and it started coming out of his butt. Just money coming out of
I
his
came
butt.
into the server.
That was Baba.
Was it-
Baba.
was it
Was it
Haste? I think it was Haste the night that Haste got hit by the hacker and had the invulnerable fucking attack helicopter, and me and him were just running around killing everybody, hunting fucking Baba. That was great.
There's some
Yeah,
good
after a while,
moments in
Bob
that
would
game
be like,
for
come
sure.
on, guys. And then he would get irate.
That was hysterical. That
Angry.
night, because we could not be killed, and what's even better is that same hacker came back and tried to kill us later, and he tried everything. He eventually had to force us out of the air, but like coded. I don't know. He just basically made us land, and then once he made us land, he dragged us out of the plane and killed us. But that was hysterical because we were God mode there while we were in that helicopter.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked by you guys for about 30 minutes straight.
There's some
Like
good
you wouldn't
moments.
have done the same thing.
The game does provide some really good moments. It's a good online game, but it has its issues with hackers, to be sure. Which I think is hilariously ironic that it's a game about breaking the law. But anyways,
You
that's
see how hard that they actually do to stop hackers.
Yeah, how hard
Not
are they actually
exactly-
trying?
Yeah.
So Hitman Episode 1 was released, and they're doing this episodically. It's getting generally good reviews from what I've been seeing. I haven't seen anybody streaming it yet, but I've heard good things. Did anybody see that video it was on YouTube, where it was pretty cool. They had people watching Agent 47 on a screen in real life and then telling him what to do. It was pretty cool. It's worth checking out.
It's in our Discord. I'll link it.
The thing is that Absolution, which got a lot of like press because of nuns wearing leather and bondage outfits,
Yeah.
was an awesome fucking game. I mean, the game was fantastic. It is definitely worth the price of admission. I mean, the game was fantastic. The storyline was very, very good. The gameplay was excellent. I mean, you didn't have some of the freedom that you had in the old games, but what you could do, it was an awesome game. It really, really was. If you haven't picked it up, it's definitely worth the price, and it's an amazing game to play.
I was watching some of the new one, and it definitely looks like they brought back that aspect of doing more. Like, you can do more to eliminate your target versus just the few options that they gave you.
Yeah.
I say Absolution wasn't really like a Hitman game, realistically. You really weren't. You had targets to kill, but it was more or less you were just, instead of being like an agent out to assassinate a target, you were more or less on a killing spree. That was like you were basically getting even, so there was like a different element of, classic style, but it was still amazingly done. I mean, it really, really was a fantastic game. So if they're building off that same game engine, I don't doubt the game's not going to be good. I just don't like the idea they're selling it in small little increments. I think that's just, shoddy business practice. But
you can get the season pass, which is everything for this year.
Yeah.
And they did detail what's going to come out this year. So the only concern that I would have would be if you buy the season pass and then they're like, fuck it, we're just not going to put much time into the other, the ones at the end of the year because we're done after this year. That would be my concern. So maybe it's worth doing it at the end of the day. and just buying it all at once. But so far, so good, apparently. Warhammer, End Times Vermintide, which a few of us have, and we haven't played in a while. It is a good game. The Last Stand DLC trailer came out. I'm not gonna show it because it didn't show a heck of a lot. It looks like there's some like horde mode style stuff where it's just like endless.
Didn't it call it like Schlachter or something stupid?
It's basically survival mode.
Like a survival mode.
Schlachter.
Which actually might be good because the Left 4 Dead survival mode I never really could get into because it was less of a survival mode and more of a lock yourself into a small room and try to do something stupid. You know, it wasn't that Left 4 Dead's melee combat wasn't bad. It's just that Vermintide's melee combat is just fantastic. Mm-hmm. It really, really is well done. So
I have heard a few complaints about there not being enough maps, but I mean, if you played Left 4 Dead, it's pretty much the same game, other than melee versus ranged weapons.
Ranged, and the melee combat is definitely 10 times better in Vermintide.
It's really good, yeah.
In Left 4 Dead, it's more or less just spam. In Vermintide, it's about aiming and knowing where to hit stuff and
trying for actual headshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy the game. Anyways, the Last Stand is going to be free. And they're coming out with a DLC map, which is $3. And if one person owns the map, anybody can play with them.
Which is exactly what Payday 2 did,
yes.
Which is an awesome feature for an online game.
Payday did other things that were really shitty, but they did do the DLC right.
They did do the DLC right,
well,
yes.
Some of the DLC right.
The majority of it. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt in that case.
They did do some shitty things in the past few months, but...
I think it's really awesome that one person buys the DLC and then everybody can play it if that person's hosting. That is a really cool fucking feature.
And $3 for a freaking map, I mean, it's probably worth it.
I don't know I won't go that far, you know, but I will say it's awesome that one person can get in and their friends can join. So that means 3 other people can play the map. That's a really awesome feature.
So you're essentially paying less than $1 a person for the map.
Yep.
That's what it ends up being, if you have 4 people playing with you. Mr. T-Towel?
I think I was wearing a T-towel or something, wasn't he? This time?
Oh. Well, he's out tonight. The final thing on the list for me is Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 12 discussion. Thoughts? Concerns?
It's a television show on FX.
It's not FX. It's
ABC. A channel that I don't watch.
Yeah, well, this is going to be super spoilers on this, so if you have not watched it and you don't want to know what happens in the comic books potentially...
Exit now
and come back in 5 minutes. I thought it was a good episode. As soon as I saw the size of the building, I'm like, well, that's not it. It's like there's a hell of a lot more people than that.
Beforehand, I was like, that can't be. There's more to this.
I liked the scene with the pastor killing the guy. That was awesome.
I did too.
It was very Boondock Saintsy.
Yeah, it was.
That was the first time I was like, okay, I might like this guy.
Yeah. He's turning the corner. They've done a good job with his character arc where everybody hated him for such a long time, and he sort of redeemed himself where he went out and got everybody riled up to go out and defend Alexandria, and he's obviously out there doing what he can now. So I think they've done a good job with him. And Glenn killing the guy was interesting. His first kill.
Yeah, that was pretty deep.
And then the photos of those people with their faces smashed in, that was ominous.
Brutal.
Yeah. Do we want to take guesses as to if Glenn is going to be dying at the end of the season?
I think it's going to be one of 3 people.
Dude, they got Maggie and Carol, so I'm assuming Glenn is going to take one for Maggie.
Maybe. That's an interesting idea.
I'm guessing Daryl, Glenn, or Carol.
I'm saying Glenn. I'm saying Glenn and Carol, actually.
Yeah, I'm also...
Because Carol's interested in that new guy.
Well, and then, like, the whole half of the episode was about Carol.
The whole episode was...
The whole half of the episode was about Carol, so I can definitely see them getting rid of her.
Yeah. Well, the next thing that's supposed to happen in the comic books, at least, is that Abraham dies, but I have the feeling that one of the people that left in the truck maybe end up getting killed. Was it the black guy and somebody else, right?
Yeah, the Tara.
Or did she leave in the truck?
Yeah.
So maybe one of them gets killed. And then...
What about the big ginger guy?
That's Abraham. He's the one that dies in the comic book next. But things are a little different than the comic book because they learn about them from the hilltop, and then they kill the bikers, and they leave one to go tell Negan that stop fucking with us. So it's a little different than what happened there. But I'm interested if Abraham dies or not. They've certainly been focusing on him a bunch with his little love triangle.
And knock him down.
Mm-hmm. That's what they normally do in the show.
Usually, if somebody has an episode devoted to them, they're about to die. That's almost always how
That's
it works.
usually the deal.
Yeah. That's called a tell in poker, just to let you guys know.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when it's coming, but and there has been some sort of I don't know, insinuating that Glenn might be the one to go down, and the actor, from what I remember a while ago, said that's how he wants to die, but. I'm interested, A, who dies, and B, how much they show.
What, in like a...
how miserably they die.
He gets his head bashed in with a baseball bat in the comic books, and his eye is sticking out, and he's still, like, saying, Maggie. It's a brutal scene in the comic book. I'm interested to see how much they show on AMC. Those pictures...
They've been showing a lot on AMC.
Cut people's heads off. And
those pictures they showed on the wall were nasty last week, so I wouldn't be surprised if they showed quite a bit. At least the aftermath. Of him getting his head bashed in.
I want to see a zombie pluck his eye and toss it up and catch it in its mouth.
I would love to see Daryl go down. I think it would be so stunning to the viewers of the show, and that's what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a stunning scene that if Daryl went down, people would riot. I believe the Glenn is in...
Yeah, they've teased Glenn dying so much right now that I think it's kind of overdone. So I don't think he'll...
That means he'll survive.
Yeah, I think maybe they were also testing the waters when they pretended that he died the last time. Be like, how are the fans going to react if they think he's dead? So.
Remember, they did. I don't know not a lot about it because, like I said, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But I know they did keep that one older guy alive for a lot longer than he should have.
Yeah.
Herschel was supposed to die at the farm, and he made it like
he made it a lot farther than he should have.
The prison. Yeah, he finally got killed by the governor.
So I mean, there's a good possibility just because somebody dies in the comic at a certain time does not mean they're going to die the same exact way or in the same area as that individual, especially if the fans are behind them. So
yeah, well, Daryl needs to get his crossbow back before they kill him. But he found his motorcycle. That was his motorcycle in the end there. I liked that. That was funny. So apparently those guys that he ran into are with Negan. Is pretty obvious at this point. I thought maybe they were from Hilltop, but they weren't. I thought for sure he was going to get his crossbow back at Hilltop. I think it's Earl.
Merle.
Oh, Merle. How did Merle go? Oh, God, I forget.
Remember he turned
into a zombie.
Radio on and lured the zombies out to the governor and killed like half of his men or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. And then he was a zombie and Daryl had to kill him. He is a she. Anyways, I guess that's... Any predictions for next week?
They're all going to die and the show's going to get canceled.
I'll take that bet.
Maggie and Carol are...
It'll probably be another slow week.
I don't know. This week wasn't slow.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, it'll go... It usually goes, like, fast, slow.
It hasn't been really... It's been pretty on since the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to keep picking up until...
I think Negan's... Yeah, I think Tam 5502... I think Negan's a chick.
No, they already hired a guy for Negan. I know the actor.
Well, who's talking on the mic then?
I don't know. Negan's bitch. He's got a lot of. He's got like a lot
His
of.
Bitch.
He's got like a lot of. He's got like a little harem that he has.
Eric,
you know.
You do this one.
There we go. Now there's the true ending. The panty comment and then Bone calling somebody a bitch. There we go. It's.
Tell them we got their bitches.
And we're banned.
Sandwich.
And we're banned.
That's what they are to him. It's not an untrue statement.
Yeah, he's just getting into character. That's all.
He's coming to eat people. They might. That's all I got. Anybody has anything else? Do we have plans for what we're gonna play?
We haven't really decided, have we?
I don't.
We want to pick up. How many people can play the Colleen at once? Everybody?
2 at a time on a team, but anybody can play them.
Is there a server list where we could all hit an empty server?
So it's hard to play together.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that might be one of the things they fix in the future, but...
So there's no point in...
Yeah, not right now.
All right.
Well, we got Rainbow Six. There's 5 of us.
Well, we'll figure something out, and we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, he's got Shell Shock.
We could play Shell Shock.
Dyson will be on later. He also said the grenade system's not very intuitive.
He's being much nicer about it now, huh?
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, thank you for watching. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't forget to follow if you haven't already. And we have a Facebook page, which is The Nightly Grind. We have a YouTube page, which is The Nightly Grind. And we have a Twitter, which is The Nightly Grind, I think. Right?
At The Nightly Grind.
At The Nightly Grind. I don't do Twitter, so that's not my end of things. I guess that's it, right? Oh, and don't forget to visit our forums, the nightlygrind.tv. And there's forums from there. Again, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Later.